just received the Mr. 12 volt most to Bose amp converter, I guess, or adapter, whatever it is. In the box, there's a microphone. Allow me to do hands-free, even though my PCM is not hands-free or phone enabled. Loopback connector, in the case if I would have had a CD changer, which I don't. The actual unit itself with the fiber optic port, microphone port, power. Over here I've got the auxiliary in if I want to use an aux in, an SD card for doing upgrades or firmware updates, as well as if I wanted to store music on an SD card, throw that in and leave it there. USB connection, which I'm going to try and see if I can actually manage my iPod through the USB connection, and of course a reset button. Here's an aux cable. Here are the other cables. I've got this is cool. They've actually updated the kit. And as you can see, they've got posi taps now, which are much better connector than they previously had, the crimp-ons that they had in the previous kits that they used to sell. Inside, we'll find the power connectors. These are the two that I'm going to splice into the power at the back of my PCM2 unit. And here are the fiber connection cables. This is where we make the fiber loop. You plug one into the PCM, and then you actually create a loop whereby this unit now becomes, that plugs into there, I believe. And now one into the PCM and then one into the car to make sure that you insert this unit as if it was a CD changer. And in your PCM, the controls for Bluetooth, for phone, for auxiliary, and for USB, basically your music directory, is found via your CD changer controls in your PCM. Whether it's a PCM 2.1, 2.0, even if it's a CDR23. Note that only the CDR23 works for this because it's the only one that has the fiber optic connection. Okay, so let's take a look inside the car. We'll go and find the amplifier over here. There it is. This car is equipped with Bose, so I've got the subwoofers in the back, the mid woofers in the doors, and the dash speakers. Powered through this Bose amp. Let me see if I can turn this sideways. There we go. If you look down in here, you'll actually see the most fiber connector. This is how you can tell if your car is most enabled. It's one of the quickest ways to find out. Basically, Porsche used fiber optic to get around an issue that we're having with electrical interference. Porsche cars are known to be very noisy electrically, so even aftermarket shops have problems with this. So Porsche decided after 2002 that all their cars would leverage most fiber optic to bring the audio signal from the head unit digitally to the amplifier, so that there was no audio loss or interference between the head unit and the amplifier, and that way they could get cleaner sound and more efficient sound to the speakers. They could also get away with using, from what I understand, lower powered amplifiers as well, because the signal was so clean. In this car, this is a 2004 Boxster S, and like I said, 986 is from 2002 through 2004, came with most. This works with, most works with either PCM 2.0, which is the CD changer, no phone prep, or PCM 2.1, which I believe is phone prep with a DVD player, so DVD navigation. It will also work with, you'll also find most cars with CDR23 head units. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and purchased from Mr. 12 Volt a unit called a P600. And the P600 enables me to basically replace the CD changer, which you can see in my card wasn't there to begin with. Basically, you can replace the CD changer of any car, and you can actually play your music either via Bluetooth or via USB or via an SD, a micro SD card plugged right into the P600 unit. The other really cool thing about the P600 is it will allow me with my PCM 2.0, which does not have phone prep, to actually make Bluetooth phone calls via my cell phone, if my cell phone is connected via USB or Bluetooth, sorry. The other cool thing is if you have a CDR23 in your car and you have a CD changer or not, you can leverage the P600 for that as well. It'll work with, as I said, the CDR23s, PCM 2.0, and I believe PCM 2.1. I believe the later cars that had PCM 3.0 require a different unit from Mr. 12 Volt from what I remember on their site. But anyway, it's just under $200, and it cost me less than or about the same as if I was to go with an aftermarket head unit. But with the aftermarket head unit, you lose a little bit of functionality sound-wise with respect to fader front and rear. Plus, I did not want to move away from a stock interior. I might enter this car in concourse and other types of competitions, and it just made more sense for me to have a fully stock interior. So let's... Okay, so now we're in the car. And we're going to take off the faceplate. I already started pulling that side off. I've used trim pullers. Once you get underneath with trim pullers, it just pulls away. It's actually quite simple to take off. Get behind here a little bit. Gently as we go. I may need the trim pullers over here. Let's see if I can get behind it and just pull gently. There we go. And off it comes. Behind it you have plugs. So we can get these plugs off. More difficult than I expected. The lighter plug. There we go. Remember the order for these. So we can get these off for better. The bottom ones came off nicely. It's just these are being a bit of a pain. Maybe there's a little clip here. No, it doesn't seem to be. They seem to just slide off. Yeah, there we go. There's one. Use 2 fingers on each side. 2. Three. Also, note here that I'm using a towel to protect the shifter and try and protect some of the trim. I'll pull it up there a bit more because this trim is all leather. Okay, let's try and get this one out. Oh gosh. Man, these are on tight. Doesn't seem to be a let's see if the connectors have any. Yeah. No. There's no clips on them. They just pull off and they're just on tight, that's all. Be careful with the switches so you don't pull them through. There we go. They need a little work, but they do come. There we go. Wiggling back and forth. Yay. There's a trim piece off. We'll set that down on the other side. Be careful not to scratch it.